Meeting will come to order. I guess our first order of business is to nominate a President Pro Tem.
I nominate Ed.
Oh, all right.
Move that Ed become president. Can I hear a second?
Can you get a second?
Second.
Been moved in second. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Well, it's a great honor. This is the first time. I'm like the Grover Cleveland of members of the Board of Public Service. I was here for a while, and then I sat out for a while, and now I'm back, and I have the gavel.
Exactly.
Uh-oh. He has the gavel.
Would you read the agenda, please?
Director Hayes. I'm sorry.
Roll call. Call the roll.
Director Scobie is not present. Director Rundy is excused. Director Hayes.
Here.
Director Roth.
Here.
Director Moore.
Here.
Director Gray.
Here.
And President Bradley is excused. From the President, recommendation that Municipal River Terminal 25-year operator lease with SCF effective June 17, 2015 between the City of St. Louis and the Port Authority be approved. Preliminary approval for letting number 8574, replacement of access bridge and Crane Way, chain of rock shore intake structure. Preliminary approval for letting number 8575, 2015 concrete roadway spot slab repairs, Lambert St. Louis International Airport. Preliminary approval for letting number 8576, Terminal 2 roof replacement phase 3, Lambert St. Louis International Airport. Supplemental agreement number 2 to PSA number 1114, Kings Highway Bridge over Union Pacific Railroad. Recommendation that the board declares as emergency action work for 2015 Terminal 2 deporting flights, drive expansion joint replacement, Lambert St. Louis International Airport. From the Director of Public Utilities, recommendation that permit for our City of Olivet for temporary construction licenses and permanent drainage permits at 9750 Old Barnum Road to construct new sidewalks, storm sewers, and 2 new storm inlets on adjacent to the property owned by the City of St. Louis Water Division located at 9750 Olive Boulevard be approved subject to certain conditions. From the Director of Public Utilities and Streets, joint recommendation that the following permits be approved subject to certain conditions as follows. Ameren, Missouri, to set poles on the west side of 3537 South Kings Highway and Alley, north of Penard. Charter Communications start placing a new charter manhole in street between 710 and 712 Olive, continue with fiber optic cable west on the south side of Olive to new manhole at corner of 8th and Olive on the east side of 800 Olive. From this, new manhole continue and terminate, etc. Charter Communications start of outboring a shallow hole 2 feet by 2 feet by 4 feet and insert a 4-inch bore head at the side of 2707 McCausland. Bore east, then north, re-enter shallow hole of 2 feet by 2 feet by 4 feet and insert a 4-inch bore head going north under southwest. Charter Communications start construction placing a new charter manhole in the street between 1010 and 1014 Locust. Continue underground with fiber optic cable west on the north side of Locust to charter manhole at the corner of 11th on the west side of 1015 Locust. And Charter Communications start boring and dig shallow hole 2 feet by 2 feet by 4 feet and insert 4-inch bore head going at the rear of 1513 Hampton at Alley T, boring southbound towards Roberts, bore down Alley in rear of Hampton, crossing under Roberts to exit hole 2 feet by 2 feet by 4 feet on customer property. From the Director of Public Utilities and Public Safety, joint recommendation that the following permits be approved subject to certain conditions as follows. St. Louis University to consolidate land at 3700 through 22 Lindell, 3740 Lindell, 3744 Lindell, and 3750 through 60 Lindell in City Block 3927. St. Louis Housing Authority to consolidate land in City Block 4564, bounded by Finney, C.D. Banks, Margaret Bush, Wilson, and Whittier. City of St. Louis, Department of Parks, Recreation, and Forestry, consolidate land in City Block 4566, bounded by West Bell, Whittier, and Alleys. Zaragon, Inc., for a boundary adjustment at 3818 and 3822 Laclede in City Block 3919 East. Carondelet Commons, boundary adjustment for 230 Carondelet Commons Boulevard and 520 Carondelet Commons Boulevard in City Block 3236, 3237, 3240, 3244, 3248, 3250, 3259, 3260, 3262, and 3266. 5700 Property LLC, care of Mark Bendorf, to subdivide land at 5707 through 09 Park Ridge Way in City Block 5616. From the Director of Streets. Recommendation that the following permits be approved subject to certain conditions. The Watering Bowl 3 to encroach with banners on 2 light poles in front of 5215 Manchester, and Gyro Grill, Inc. to encroach with Sidewalk Cafe 6 tables and 15 chairs utilizing 115 square feet at 6227 Delmar, no liquor. From the Director of Public Safety. Recommendation that 11 festival zones be approved subject to certain conditions as follows. Marquette Pool Party, June 13, 2015 at the Marquette Park Pool Area. First St. Louis, July 2nd through the 4th, 2015 for the First St. Louis on Art Hill. Parade and run in park outside of the fair. Footprint. Festival zone, all of Forest Park excluding institutions. Medina Temple, July 26, 2015 at North Market between North Florissant and 18th Street. Top Shelf Burger Battle, August 2nd, 2015, 13th from Pine to Chestnut, Kaufman Park and surrounding areas. Olive of God, August 8, 2015, Community Festival in the 4300 block of Gano. Grub and Groove, August 8, 2015 at the Francis Park and Donovan between Eichelberger and Delore. Faith Fest, August 22, 2015 at Kaufman and Pokers Park, surrounding streets for festival music. St. Joan of Arc, September 12th through the 13th, 2015 at St. Joan of Arc grounds and surrounding streets. Great Forest Park Balloon Race and Glow, September 18th through 19th, 2015 at Forest Park Central Field. Epiphany of Our Lord Homecoming Parade Route, September 18th, 2018 through the 19th, 2015 at Ivanhoe and Scanlon, north of Ivanhoe, east on Arsenal, south on Town, west on Scanlon to Ivanhoe to Disband. Smiley between Ivanhoe and Leola. Sister Strut Breast Cancer Walk, October 3rd, 2015 at Soldiers Memorial area on Chestnut between 13th and 14th. Walk on city streets, no parks. Now we have the conditional use.
Good afternoon, Mr. President, members of the board. I'm Michael Vicentainer, zoning plan examiner for the city, and I'll be representing the building commissioner at today's meeting. Per board order number 766, transmitted herewith are recommendations for the following conditional use agenda applications. Approval is recommended for one application at 2212 Menard. Approval with conditions is recommended for 7 applications at 4528 Nebraska, 3932 Illinois, 4209 through 13 Delmar, 4209 through 13 Delmar, 4209 through 13 Delmar, 3027 Locust, and 2327 Gravois.
Thank you. Are there any questions for Mr. Vicentainer on the conditional use
Yes.
permits?
Did you mention the Illinois?
I believe so, 3932 Illinois.
Thank you.
Any other questions or clarifications on the conditional use permits?
Is there a different, like said, is there a difference between 4 and 5, or is that duplication?
The
Delmar.
3 at 4209 through 13 Delmar are, one of them is for a a carryout restaurant that has been in operation for a couple of years now, that they wanted to add catering to their occupancy permit, which sort of triggered the conditional use process with that. And then the other two are for two other catering companies that are looking to occupy the kitchen.
Same space?
Yes, they had separate occupancy permits, and so they had to go through it, but it's three different companies.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Is there a motion to approve the 8 conditional use permits as recommended?
I recommend that we approve the 8 conditional use as recommended.
Is there a second?
Second.
Would you call the roll, please?
Director Scobie is excused. Director Rundy is excused. Director Hayes.
Aye.
Director Roth.
Aye.
Director Moore.
Aye.
Director Gray.
Aye.
And President Bradley is excused.
All right, I think we have 2 sets of minutes that require approval. The first is for the meeting of June the 2nd. Are there any questions, corrections, or clarifications needed on those minutes? Is there a motion to approve the minutes of June 2nd?
I recommend we approve the minutes of June 2nd.
There's moved and seconded. Any discussion? Call the roll, please.
Director Scobie is excused. Director Rundy is excused. Director Hayes.
Aye.
Director Roth.
I'm going to abstain. I was not present at the meeting.
Director Moore.
Aye.
Director Gray.
Aye.
And President Bradley is excused.
Also circulated were the minutes of the June the 9th meeting. Are there any questions, corrections, or clarifications sought? Is there a motion to approve the minute meetings of June 9?
I recommend we approve the minutes of June 9th.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion? Would you call the roll, please?
Director Scobie is excused. Director Rundy is excused. Director Hayes.
Aye.
Director Roth.
Aye.
Director Moore.
Aye.
Director Gray.
Aye.
And President Bradley is excused.
Now we move to the agenda of today's meeting. Is there a motion to accept the agenda?
I have a couple comments, if I may.
Yes, of course.
Thank you. If you could direct your attention to page 2, Director of Public Safety. Fair St. Louis, number 2, July 2nd through the 4th. I don't need to read further, but I would recommend approval of this festival zone permit, subject to Fair St. Louis submission of all the plans that are related to that permit. There's a few missing pieces, and I'd like to recommend approval based on them submitting them to us subsequent to this BPS meeting and prior to the next BPS meeting, so we have a complete package. I will go out further. These, through the assistance of the City Councilor's Office, our own division, and the Office of Special Events, we would review them in the interim of the next meeting and approve them.
All right. Any other comments, or questions, or clarifications sought on the agenda? Is there a motion to accept the agenda subject to the clarification on item 2 of the Director of Public Safety's 11 festival zones, namely that the Fair St. Louis request for a festival zone be approved subject to Fair St. Louis making all submissions required after this meeting and prior to our next meeting?
I recommend just what you just said.
All right.
And I second just what you just said.
Moved and seconded. Is there any discussion? I'm sorry. Read the roll, please.
Director Scobie is excused. Director Rundy is excused. Director Hayes.
Aye.
Director Roth.
Aye.
Director Moore.
Aye.
Director Gray.
Aye.
And President Bradley is excused.
All right. Is there a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Meeting adjourned. Thank you.